Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Invin. Today I'm giving you guys 7 tips for Cold War that you need to know to improve your gameplay instantly. So jumping into tip number 1, settings. So tip number 1 is going to be around settings in Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War, and the first thing you're going to want to look at is your mouse sensitivity or controller sensitivity if you're playing on a console. This is going to be something which is going to help you to aim massively, and tweaking this to your personal preference will be extremely beneficial going into the game. The main thing you're going to want to look at in the settings is your graphics display. So on graphics settings, we're going down to post-processing effects, and we're going to look at here what's going on. Motion blur I have disabled, as it really helps to keep the gameplay a lot more smooth, and just means that you're not getting that weird texture across your screen when you move your camera quickly, particularly if you're playing on quite a high sensitivity like I am. This is a lot better to play with for me personally, and it's worth trying out for you guys as well. Other ones you can look at here are different based on the computer or console, but if you are on PC, just have a look at a few of these things and just tweak them so that you are on the most optimal settings possible. Another setting you can look at in this game is audio, and tweaking these audio settings to be the best they can be for you. The main thing you want to focus on in audio settings is to be able to hear footsteps as loud as possible, as that is going to be the main thing which is going to give you the best advantage on situational awareness in this game. You can change your audio presets so they're onto a different version of what you would like to see and hear, and some of these will work better with the headset you have. It's worth trying out a few different ones and just seeing which works best for you. You're going to be able to hear the footsteps louder than everything else so that you can pinpoint where people are and gain a huge advantage over that situational awareness over the other competitors. The second tip is to play the fastest mode to level whilst also playing a mode that you're good at. Usually this is something objective based, such as domination or hardpoint. I personally prefer hardpoint, as this allows me to gain a lot of XP quickly, a lot of levels for my guns, as well as player experience, but also is a game mode which I can get a win in a lot of the time by playing the objective, and also allows me to go on good kill streaks, as being able to hold down areas of the map specific to hardpoint is excellent. Other good game modes for this are domination and the new control game mode, as well as playing things like kill confirmed, as this gives you more XP than just simply TDM, as you do have the tags to collect as well. Tip number 3 is the playstyle. If you've played any other Call of Duty, you'll notice that the playstyle in this game is a lot slower, particularly at the start of the game while people are still learning how to play, and positioning is going to be one of the crucial things that will give you the advantage over your opponents in this game. Remember, this is CoD, so always watch your back, but pre-aiming corners, pre-aiming head glitches which people commonly sit on, and having good situational awareness is going to really help you in this game. Movement and sliding is another key element which is going to help your playstyle to improve dramatically. Sliding at the moment in the game is overpowered. If you can use sliding properly, you can gain a huge advantage over your opponent by moving around the map quickly, and also engaging in gunfights in a much more advantageous way compared to just jumping around corners. Sliding is really good, and is going to be something that's going to be good throughout Cold War, so it's something to work on now to enable you to get a huge advantage going forward in this game. The biggest tip for playstyle is to enable yourself to be in the best location to challenge each position. Once you've played each of the maps enough, you will know where the best positions are, where the hotspots are to hold down, where the good cut-throughs are, and where you should pre-aim and where you should hold the map. And also, again, where the hardpoints rotations will be before the game tells you if you're playing hardpoint, where the domination flags are, etc. And this will really help you to get good positioning going on into the game. The best tip for holding down areas is to play different angles and see what works best for you. Tip number 4 is going to be classes. Use good classes. For goodness sake, please use attachments that work. I've got some videos up on my channel already detailing some of the best guns and what attachments you should be using with those, but please look up some guides or work out what works best for you on these guns, as this is going to be vital for this game. The attachments are huge in Cold War, and if you're not using the right ones, it is going to be very difficult. If you do want to look at the classes I've already made, they'll be linked down below in the description, and please do consider subscribing, as there will be plenty more for every gun in this game. So going along with classes, another thing you're going to want to look at is your kill streaks. Make sure you do change these to the ones that you want to be running. I would highly recommend the War Machine, as it does count towards your gun streak as well. So if you are aiming for those nuclear medals, the War Machine is really going to help this. And also it does count towards any other streaks which you have above it, so it's definitely worth running, and it's not too high. Most games, particularly if you're playing on objective game mode, you are going to be able to get enough score to get this unlocked, so it's a super useful one for clearing the objectives, for getting kills and increasing that gun streak as well, which gives you not only a huge huge XP bonus, but a huge weapon XP bonus and a huge score bonus when you do go on those gun streaks. So this goes for with or without using kill streaks. Do try and maintain a streak throughout the game, as it will help you to gain an advantage, more score, more points, more score streaks. Tip number 5 is map awareness and minimap usage. You're going to want to use the minimap to your advantage in every situation possible. Field mics are excellent for this, as they allow you to gain an overview of the area you are in, or alternatively an area just outside where you're in, so you can see enemies who are incoming to the location you are holding down. Ammo caches are new to Cold War, so it's definitely worth noting where these are on a map, particularly if you're running a class which doesn't have scavenger on. You're going to want to know where these are. And another tip to know about the ammo caches is they do refill any disposable tacticals and lethals you may have on the class. So if you are throwing those nades around and want to clear a new hardpoint or new domination point, definitely hit one of these ammo caches, as it will give you those ammunition back for the grenades and for the tacticals. Map awareness is huge in Call of Duty and will allow you to gain a huge advantage over it. For any newer players to the franchise, the red dot on the minimap signifies where an enemy is, either by a spy plane in this game or by a enemy shooting their weapon and them appearing on the map. If it has a little arrow above the red dot, it means they are a floor above you, and a little arrow below means they are a floor below. However, if you are playing on Armada, then please do be aware that this sometimes isn't the case, as the ramps do tend to alter the minimap location. Just make sure that you are aware of where the enemy should be at all times. This ties nicely into tip number 6, which is knowing the game. But generally in Call of Duty, the enemy will be where your team is not. We all know that there are random spawns from time to time, particularly in Cold War at the moment. However, you should be able to pin down quite a few kills from watching the map rotations and watching where your team's rotating to. And generally, if your team's spawning there, the enemies are going to be at the other side, or at least the majority of the enemies, which is going to enable you to get the most possible kills, and also predict where they are going to challenge the hardpoint or the objective from. If you are able to gain some good map knowledge, you're going to know where people are generally going to be spawning around the map, including random spawns after quite a few hours in the game, and this is going to allow you to pick up those kills super easily and maintain your focus and stay on top of the game throughout. Another huge factor about knowing the game is knowing when to challenge and when not to challenge. Knowing what your gun is excellent for and what your gun is not so good for is two crucial things which are going to help you to win every engagement you come across in this game. Of course, you can't win 100% of the time, and there is other affecting factors such as lag, latency and other issues in the game, but generally speaking, if you know when to challenge and you're challenging things correctly, you've got good head peak height, you've got good head glitch knowledge, you've got good area and map knowledge, spawn knowledge, you are going to be able to challenge things at a much more confident and competitive level, putting you above all of your friends and, more importantly, putting you above the enemy. And tip number 7 focuses on mentality and having a positive mentality in this game. Trying not to rage is one of the most difficult things to do in Call of Duty, however it does help. Don't forget this game has a ton of skill-based matchmaking in the normal matchmaking queue, not the ranked queue because there isn't one yet, but the normal matchmaking queue has a ton of skill-based matchmaking, so do not feel disheartened when you are not getting as many kills as you may have done in previous Call of Duty titles. So just try and break down the game, play a little bit slower than usual, and just try to get on top of how the game mode is running, how your gun works, and where the positions are for the map. Once you know all of this, you can start to speed it up, and that will really help you to get a positive mentality when playing this game. If it does get a little bit too much at times, make sure to switch up the weapons, use different variants of the weapons, use different classes, use different types of weapons, snipers, SMGs, shotguns, whatever it may be. Take out your frustration with those, and if that doesn't work, switch up the modes, try a different mode, try a more rapid game mode, or try a more spaced out game mode. Particularly in this game when you've got the huge maps, try one of those and take it easy for a while. And I guarantee if you do work on having a positive attitude in this game, you will notice a difference immediately. Having a positive mentality and having a focused mindset in Call of Duty Cold War really helps, and this goes throughout any CoD game and any other game you might play. Try not to rage, try to keep composed, as you will gain an advantage over your opponents. So that is the 7 need-to-know tips for Call of Duty that will help you improve instantly on your gameplay. If you have learnt something new or you have enjoyed the video, please do like down below and make sure to subscribe to the channel if you are new, as we've just started uploading and we're going to be covering tons and tons of Cold War content going forward into the future. Appreciate everybody for watching, take care and peace.